Once there were no city parks. Many children grew up surrounded by dust, mud, stone, and brick. They lived in small, dark, crowded apartments. They played on dirty, treeless streets, dodging horses and garbage. The air crackled with the clatter of hooves and the shouts of vendors. There was no place to escape until a man named Frederick Law Olmsted changed our cities forever.
Frederick Law Olmsted invented landscape architecture in the United States. Through his 40-year career of really developing the process that we now think of as the urban design process, Olmsted built economics, environment, social interaction, aesthetics into the way he thought about designing space. And so he refined that practice professionally through his career, and then he became instrumental in developing the American Society of Landscape Architects, as well as having an influence in the beginning of the academic programs around landscape architecture. And through that exposure, they learned the influence of Olmsted firsthand. You know, there's no better teacher than an example, and Olmsted has left examples of his process and his product all over the United States through both his own work and his son's. So people come from all over the world to see his projects, and through that exposure, they learn the influence of Olmsted firsthand.
To honor his lasting legacies in landscape architecture, the North Carolina Arboretum commissioned figurative sculptor Zenos Frudakis to create a larger-than-life-size statue of Frederick Law Olmsted.
We ask our sculptors to prepare a presentation in words about how they would approach a sculpture piece on Olmsted. And Zenos's writing about and thinking about Olmsted really captured our thinking, and really we felt was at the essence of what we wanted to the sculpture to embody once it came to the Arboretum.
Well, one thing that really pleases me about this sculpture of Frederick Law Olmsted being here at the North Carolina Arboretum is that I think it harmoniously, according in a sense to Olmsted's principles, is a part of this larger whole. He had designs for this landscaped area, and here he is as a part of it. He doesn't stick out too much. I think he's not too large, he's not too conspicuous, he's a part of it. And I think that's how he saw nature, and I tried to get that in the sculpture. I mean, here he is in this beautiful garden, which pleases me a great deal. Garden setting, but landscape setting with mountains all around, and it's just, I mean, an artist could not ask for more, a better setting for their sculpture.
With members of the Olmsted Family Association witnessing, the North Carolina Arboretum dedicated and unveiled their new sculpture of Frederick Law Olmsted on April 22, 2016, the 46th celebration of Earth Day.
Oh, it's quite extraordinary, and it's deeply symbolic, I think, of the way that Olmsted has touched Asheville and Buncombe County, and his influence on our natural environment and how we preserve it and cultivate it. And what better place than right here at the Arboretum to enlighten all of us and inspire us to do the right things.
As a tour operator based in Riverside, Illinois, which is a community designed by Olmsted, one of America's first planned communities, it's very exciting for me to bring tour groups to Asheville in general and the North Carolina Arboretum in particular for the past several years. And I'm especially pleased by the sculpture that's on display. It makes a very tangible connection between the man that impacted America's landscapes in such a profound way and the sites in Asheville that I and my tour groups love so much.
His sons were involved in the writing of legislation that established both the U.S. Forest Service and the National Park Service. So that nexus of academia through the university system, the National Park Service, the U.S. Forest Service, other federal agencies and state agencies is an extraordinary intersection, and the Olmsted legacy and the sculpture of Olmsted is a very proud element of the North Carolina Arboretum.
The Blue Ridge Court, the location for the Frederick Law Olmsted sculpture, has been calling for something since its creation 20 years ago. And I think this sculpture really has found its home there.